Becoming a world champion is one of the greatest accomplishments a professional wrestler can ever achieve. As great as of an accomplishment it is, it can often lead to feelings of shame and contrition due to the matter of how it happened. This whether it be terrible booking or the court of public opinion. But what about those reigns that lasted shorter than a cup of coffee? Tonight we are looking at 5 forgettable first WWE title reigns. Now for this countdown, we're only sticking with WWF and WWE because if I add any more organizations, there's no way I can keep it to 5. Anyway, I'm Jay Brown. Let's join the fray.
Me dealing with the stress, me dealing with the pain. Trying to find a way, cause I just wanna be alive. Cause I don't think that I just wanna go and die today. Man, I used to think to myself, yeah, why am I this way? Then I found out that I am a champion. Now I'm rising up in this life, yeah. I'm a champion, I'm a rise, but I'm never gonna give up. I don't care about the path, but the hiccups. I'ma get through now, I stick up for myself and my future. Cause I just want all of this greatness. Cause I'm a champion and I'm the one that is really gonna make it. I'm a champion.
Love him or hate him, Dolph Ziggler is one of the most captivating and energetic stars in the WWE, so it's no surprise that he ends up with a world title reign. However, his first title reign, if you want to call it that, was just a tool for Vicky to foil Edge's current title reign at the time. Now, Dolph was practically given the title through convoluted means, and still, his reign just lasted literally minutes. While his second reign was much more fulfilling, this one was clearly forgettable. So what if I told you that the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, whose current reign as of the recording of this video has been 2+ years, that his first ever world championship title reign in the WWE was forgettable? Well, you would say, just like me, that it was true, because Roman defeated Dean Ambrose in a tournament final to crown the new WWE champion after Rollins had to vacate it during the injury. Unfortunately, several minutes later, Sheamus comes out and cashes his money in bank on Roman Reigns. And believe it or not, this will be the first and only time that the money in the bank will be cashed in on a first-time world champion on their first day during their first reign. A little tidbit for you historians out there. Now, as a fan, this one probably upset me like I'm sure it did many others. Finn Balor, who was coming off one of the strongest NXT championship runs, would then be drafted to Raw and immediately pushed to the main event and to become the first ever Universal Champion. So you might ask, how is this a forgettable reign? That's because Balor injured himself in a championship match against Seth Rollins and had to vacate the championship the very next night. No, they didn't do the whole interim championship thing back then. So Yokozuna defeated Bret Hart in the main event of WrestleMania 9 for his very first reign as the WWF champion. But his victory and celebration would be fairly cut short because just minutes later, Hulk Hogan will come down and cash in his Money in the Bank. Hold up. Money in the Bank didn't exist back then. How was Hogan able to get the title off of him by night?
Bret Hart. We need one more second. We will put on heavyweight belt in the line right now. He said, "This is where the power lies."
Yeah, right. Okay, before we get to the number 1 spot, I just want to do an honorable mention for Ezekiel Jackson. Now, Ezekiel actually defeated Christian to become the last ever ECW champion. Now, this moment wasn't really forgettable just because it lasted mere minutes, but it's because the WWE's version of the ECW championship was so watered down that most fans actually didn't consider that a world championship at the time. But it was, so... This will be Andre's first and only world championship reign that he won from Hogan via controversial means, of course. And to make matters worse, he didn't even want the title for himself. As soon as the match was over, he handed the belt to Ted DiBiase, who in mere seconds lost it because WWF President Jack Tunney would declare the title vacant. Now the situation is a little more convoluted than the Dolph Ziggler first reign. Now Ted DiBiase was never officially recognized as WWF champion throughout this ordeal. But if historians decide to recognize him in that matter, he would definitely be first on this list. Can you think of any other super short, forgettable title reigns, whether it's a world title reign or intercontinental reign? Anything you want me to share, just let me know. Thank you for joining the fray, and thank you for listening to The Fray 5. Peace. Thanks for following us to the end of the video, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook at the Wrestling Fray Facebook page. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Jimmy Fray Twitter page, your name. Because I'm the one that set it up, and that's the name they gave us. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe right here on YouTube. Thank you for joining the fray. Good night.